Yo, talking shit, getting clicks. Mo 3 times, and that's probably the right scene we're going with right now. Oh my god, it looks crazy. The filter looks crazy. Got the wee on. I know it looks a little crunchy. Boom, right there. On the back it says "Jump Out Gang." Gang. But as you can see, I got the cardigan on. I'm about to do it back up, kabuki style, and I got the throw on, and this blanket is hooked to an outlet right now, and it's warming me because we are in crazy temperatures right now, guys. I know, it's insane. It is insane. These temperatures that we are facing. What's up, love? Mucho frío. But I'm trying to stay warm. I hope you guys are trying to stay warm. Please join me. I'll take my time before we get into the show this evening. I know it's late for a lot of you people. You got a Netflix movie going on, or you're doing something. But if you're not, you're hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's always a nice thing. Man, if you're not here live with me right now, definitely catch me on the comeback, because I don't know if you know this, but this is a whole damn enterprise we got going over here. Talk shit, getting clicks, let your say. Oh, the horns too. We get the horns as well. We also get horns. Let me show you guys something. What we've been working on. Show you what we've been working on. Just a little taste. Not a brag, not a boast. You know, you judge for yourself. I've been putting in that work. We have 241 videos out here. 169 subscribers. We're behind subscribe. I want a subscriber per video. That's really the goal. That's what we're trying to do. But we're live. And this is also day 29 of 30. I might pop up at 1:30 a.m. with a message to make it 30 of 30. You never know. You know what I mean? I really might do that. I probably will do that. Maybe if I take this into 12 a.m., then we can get something going. But yeah, this is what we got. Different playlists. Let me show you. I'm going to see different things than you guys will see, because I got some private playlists in here that not everybody can see. But we got the Mo Love playlist, where me and Love go back and forth, and she keeps me from being sued most of the time. That is not her job. It's not her job, but I'm thankful she does it. She keeps an allegedly in her back pocket for me when I start talking my shit. But yeah, we got a lot of videos. We've done a lot of lives. I've done a couple of edits over the time. The edits usually do pretty well. We usually get pretty good responses. I do edited. There's a lot of shows out there. You might say that, hey, this is a year or two old, but don't worry, they are still valuable shows. Yes, si muy frio. People are old. You want to go live live all late. Oh, look at me learning how to read. Lord, Lord, Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. Oh. Where is my blankie? Yeah. So, yeah. That's what we've been doing. Talking shit, getting clicks 1 3 times. Tonight's show, be careful. Beware of ice. Beware of ice.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Do you really? Do you really? Tenga cuidado, peligro, hielo en la zona. Day 29 to 30.
Many people know them as the Jump Out Boys in their city.
Y'all should already know.
You stupid.
No, I'm just a baby. I'm just a baby. Yo, this pad isn't working like it used to. This is crazy. It's always something. They want to be chill, but I can't be chill. What is this button? I don't know what this button is. Let me try it.
It's like a dragonfly.
I don't know what I be thinking sometimes. Drum riff. No. All right. Be careful. Beware of that ice. Tenga cuidado, peligro, hielo en la zona. Don't get it up. Don't get it up. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. For me? Will you be my body rub babe? All right, so listen, I don't know if I want to be like crazy with it. Yo, how's the weather? Is it cold out there? Hello, all that Spanish. Yes, all that Espanol de la mucho, mi amor. Yes. Roll my R's. Roll my R's. It's a beautiful language. But the way my brain is set up, my brain's trying to learn. I know a lot of words. I should practice more. I should really practice more. So really, what's going on with ICE? What is ICE doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? What are they doing? Oh yeah, that's right. They're going in. They're going in. They're locking up and shooting people, whether they look like foe or friend. I'm making up rhymes right now, guys. Forgive me. Forgive me as you shall trespass against people. That forgive people that trespass and step on your grass. Especially Amazon delivery drivers. Walk across my lawn. That's right. Walk across my lawn. That's right. It's not going to be... It shouldn't be... It's going to be one of those things, guys. There was a man shot by ICE. All right. So, like, a lot of these days, we've been talking about Renee Nicole Good, who was shot in her head, point blank range by an ICE agent not that long ago. But before that even happened, there were 2 other incidents involving ICE agents that shot and killed civilians. And then today there was another man that was shot in Minnesota, and we have video of that. And yet Kristi Noem gets on, once again, gets in front of the cameras and starts saying things that are wholeheartedly untrue, but true. And I know some of you guys are like, yo, what is he talking about? And I am going to break that shit down for you. That's what I'm going to do for the YOU. Right? I just figured out, like, what's the purpose of this show? Because every time I do this show, every time I hit live, I know it's a goal to go 29 to 30, but some days I just can't figure out, like, what is the purpose of me hitting live today? Like, what's my message getting out? And today I wasn't quite sure, but I was like, listen, I got to get these 29 or 30s done. Sometimes you just got to hit live, and because somebody said sometimes in the process, you'll figure out what you're doing in the process. But this is the process. Like, we're going to break down Kristi Noem and the double talk, fork-tongued speech that she put out for all of us to consume. Disgusting. I'm telling you right now, I'm biased on this situation, admittedly biased. But you know what we do have? As I lean back, wrapped with cardigan and wrap up. You're breaking up. Am I breaking? I'm sorry, I'm breaking up because I'm leaning back. That's why I'm breaking up. I'm leaning back because that's why I'm breaking up, because I'm leaning back. All right, let's get the stars behind me. But honestly, like, we had some ish go down today, and this is something that I've predicted in previous shows. That's probably why you should watch the show. Hit like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Because this was predicted. And I think really what the conversation is why is all this happening? Is this to provoke? Is this to distract? What's the reason for all of this shit, if you will? Like, what is the purpose of this? Because, I don't know. Everybody from the Trump administration would come up in front of the cameras and say, listen, we're trying to we're sending ICE after dangerous criminals that have come across and have come into this country illegally. And we're going to get those, we're going to hunt them down, and we're going to get them out of here because they're dangerous. They're dangerous for children. They're dangerous for women and children, obviously, because nobody cares about men. Nobody cares about men. Nobody cares about poor men. But yeah, they're out here for women and children, and they're not talking about, like, I mean, if you think about, like, crime and everything, like crime statistics, the way it works is, like, whoever you're around, and most people are, like, segregated in the United States, whether it's by policy or whether it's by just people self-segregate, you know? But people are segregated more or less in the United States of America. And people tend to kill and murder who is in proximity of them. And that usually happens to people that look like them, share their same culture, same interests, right? So, like when the guy, what was his name? Jack Lang The guy that was getting beat up in Minnesota, he came out to do anti-protests against people that are protesting this ICE behavior in Minnesota. And he came out there, and then it was like a black man that came up and like tried to shelter him from people throwing water and trying to get to him and tear him up because he was just trying to provoke all types of violence out there. But one thing he said when he was talking to Alex Jones, he said on Alex Jones' podcast that blacks have killed white people 41 to 1. Those are the stats. And you know that on this show, it's talking shit, getting clicks. We might talk that shit, but we don't be on no misinformation. I might say, hey, I think this is going to happen. I might say, hey, could you imagine if this happened? And I might go off of some wild stuff because my mind's creative, and you know I can think up of some weird stuff and conspiracy theory type things. But when I am being real and giving you straight truth and facts, I'm giving you straight truth and facts. I'm not out here trying to mislead anybody. I'm not trying to lie to you or anything like that. I might get you trying to think a certain way. You know, like, hey, you might want to think about this way of thinking. I might be trying to share my perspective with you, but I'm at no time trying to lie to you. Not at all. Not at all. I don't have to lie. No one has to lie. There's people that are with all types of shit in this world, you know? And I don't think that I'm offering anything that's negative or anything that takes away from life or liberty or anything like that. So, you know, have it at it as you will, as you willst. But what I will say to all of you guys is that I want to talk about this tonight. I'm going to talk about a couple things this evening. Definitely. I'm definitely going to talk about a couple things this evening. Let's get started, because if I don't get started, I'll be here all night. It's talking shit, getting clicks. Tonight is a special episode of We Live. Let the children sing. This is for all of you guys out there who have hit your notification bells. If you saw this show, if it came up in your alerts and you click live to see me, then I appreciate you for being here. If you just stumbled across this show, like, hang out for me for a bit. I know that, hey, we usually give people like maybe 5-10 seconds or something like that before we flick to the next thing. But hang out with me for a bit. You know, rock out with me just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Our show this evening, I'm going to be talking about ICE in Minnesota. I know it's a big topic. I know it's probably on CNN right now. They're live talking about it on MSNBC, on Fox News. They are all talking about Minnesota right now. Your favorite podcasters are probably talking about Minnesota right now. I'm asking you to hang out with me on my day 29 of 30 of 30 straight days of live stream. I'm asking you to hang out with me because I believe that I have some insights that you might want to hear. And I might put it in a way that might just sound similar to your favorites, but you just might want to hear it come from this voice box or with my delivery, my personality, or, you know, my little cheese sprinkled in on it. Okay? So, like, I need to start tonight by saying that I need to say something plainly, because there's a lot of people. There's too many people. They're pretending not to see what's happening, right? And we're told this ICE thing was about violent criminals. We were promised, like, wholeheartedly that mass immigration enforcement would focus on the worst of the worst. Remember that? That's what we were told. They'll focus on the worst of the worst. They said that they were going after the murderers and the rapists and the gang leaders and the people who pose an imminent threat. That's what they said, right? Right? Was that real? Kato, what's good? Hope you're feeling good today. Right? Do you guys think that was accidental language? You know? Do you think that they were trying to justify anything? A little bit of justification? Yeah. Donald Trump himself said ICE should be showing the numbers, I'm quoting, the numbers, names, and faces of violent criminals. Meanwhile, you know, the ICE agents charged to capture these criminals are wearing masks. But when Donald Trump said what I just quoted him saying, DHS echoed it. The ICE enforcement officers echoed that sentiment. You know, so every raid that they conducted, every surge they did, every armored convoy riding through the hood was sold to the American public as being a necessity. So, tonight, let the children sing. We live. Tonight I want to talk about people who actually have died. People who have lost their life. People who are no longer here with us over a lie. Because I don't know. Sometimes the facts don't match rhetoric. But yo, let's talk about somebody who is a victim. First and foremost, I'm gonna throw up this guy here. Hey everybody. This guy right here, his name is Keith Porter. Keith Porter, black father of two, and he was shot dead by, listen. The ICE officer wasn't even on duty. He was shot dead at the beginning of the year, the end of 2025, to begin the 2026. This man was shot by an ICE agent. Right? It wasn't during an active type of raid. He wasn't out in the streets protesting or in a vehicle and trying to run away from an officer where they could kind of say, hey, they were trying to run me over. They weren't serving a warrant. He's not a violent criminal, this man I'm showing you. Keith Porter Jr. Not a violent criminal. Yo, authorities said, in the paperwork it says that he was an active shooter. That's what these the federales said. Right? Remember this. They said he was an active shooter because we're gonna listen to some Christy Nome video coming up, and I'm gonna point out some things. We're gonna point out a track record of lies coming from the people that we're supposed to trust, from these institutions that we're supposed to trust. But they said this man was an active shooter. Yo, his family, his friends, everybody that was a witness to this said this. They said it was New Year's Eve and he was shooting his gun in celebration like a lot of us do, right? Y'all ain't never bust one off in the neighborhood? Oh! No? I know. That's not a black thing. That's an American thing. That's damn, they do it around the world for the New Year's. You bust a gun off in the air. That's just the safest thing to do. But is it a difference of busting a gun off in the air to celebrate New Year's Eve and just joining the festivities with people who are doing around the same thing around the town? Is that enough for an off-duty ICE officer to shoot and kill this man? And then try to say that he was pointing his gun and he felt threatened? That he was an active shooter? That wasn't violent criminal enforcement. This was a federal agent deciding on his own who gets to live or die. Right? Oh, I know you guys know this person. Because this is what started all the hubbubbing. Well, no. Really, the historians are going to forget. The historians are going to forget all of this shit started over lies. In Washington, D.C., the National Guard was sent to Washington, D.C. and occupied the streets of Washington, D.C. over a lie. Because Big Balls was supposed to be beat up by some liberal cucks. But really what happened was none of that. He was talking shit on the street. He was drunk and talking shit out in the street party, and somebody smacked him for it. And as a result, Trump decided to call in the National Guard to Washington, D.C. You know why the ICE is in Minnesota? You know why they ramped it up in Minnesota? And why Minnesota is such a hot spot for ICE? You remember a couple weeks ago, there was a video about Somali people with daycare centers, and they were robbing the city blind, and they were doing fraud cases, which they are. They're doing fraud cases where there are many Somali people involved. I mean, really, if the way the local media tells it in this case is that it's a local white woman. Her last name is Bach. I think her first name is Amy. Amy Bach is her name, or Amanda Bach, something like that. But she was the one getting them for millions and millions of dollars. And then I pointed out, which is what I always point out. Like, if you're going to do a crime, you need to steal a shitload of money. Because what they're going to do is, like, you're going to have to pay fines, and they're going to make you pay the fines back. But say if you steal $300 million, they're probably going to make you pay back like $25 million. So you still have $275 million, basically. And this is what happened with Mrs. Bach. Because they stole hundreds of millions of dollars, and she's only got to pay back, I think, like $5 million, like a small amount compared to what is missing and what was stolen from the taxpayers of Minnesota, right? So all the reason why ICE is ramped up and down here is because this man named Nick Shirley made a bunch of videos, hyped up, false, fake, edited, doctored videos. Videos of ill intent. He didn't go in there looking for research or looking for truth. What he went in there to do in these videos was try to make these Somali people look bad. Try to make like these people are just mooching off the system, and they're incompetent. They don't know what they're doing, and they're criminals. And that's what he did. And he found moments at different types of days when the day centers weren't even open to call people. He tried to get into the front door of a daycare center. If anybody has kids, would you want anybody coming to your child's daycare center and be able to get into the access the door? Never beyond me. I ever had to pick one of my loved ones up from school, from a daycare center or otherwise, you gotta hit the intercom. You gotta wait till you be buzzed in. It's like going into like a federal court or something. To get into a, they have just as tight security as going into a courthouse or a jail or any place like that where it's high security. But Nick Shirley thought he was going to be able to do that, and when he couldn't, he made questions of why he couldn't do it, because they were hiding something. You're hiding something. You won't let me in here to see, right? And as a result, ICE came out there. And as a result of that, the people, rightfully so, was like, yo, we don't even want ICE. The states were like, yo, the Governor Walz was like, I don't want ICE. The mayor of Minneapolis, they don't want ICE there. And this is coming from an administration that is from a political party that values state rights. Am I missing something? You value state rights, but when the state is trying to stand up for itself, he says, no, I'm going to overthrow you with my federal rule. I mean, we're going to see a pattern with the GOP. that they like to just change the rules when it suits them. I'm sorry for like that whole little monologue there, but what this right here, this lady right here, her name is Renee Nicole Good. This is the reason why a lot of people are out there protesting in the streets. She's a U.S. citizen, by the way. She's a mother of 3. She has no violent criminal history, and she was killed in Minneapolis by an ICE agent. The story was immediately spun as self-defense. They called this lady a domestic terrorist, said that she posed a threat with her vehicle. And while the video that we saw on the show, previous show, the video evidence definitely contradicts the federal agent's account. And his shooting right now is being ruled a homicide. Let me show you a third person, because we saw Keith Porter. He's a black man nobody talks about, didn't get any media time or any type of good attention or anything like that. Let me show you another man. Oh, not here. Bear with me. Let me put this back where I found it. Yeah. Let me show you who this is. This is Silverio. Villegas Gonzalez. Killed by ICE. This guy here, it was actually undocumented. He was undocumented. Like you can understand if ICE was going after him, but this administration said they were going after, criminals, drug dealers, grapists, because you can't say that on YouTube. So you got to say grapists, people who take the your sex from you violently, that they were violent people. That's what they were supposed to be going to. This guy has no criminal record. He had some traffic fines. No felonies or anything like that, some minor traffic violations. This guy drove like an asshole, probably. Okay? He probably was a jerk driver. He was a jerk behind the wheel, but nothing extremely dangerous. He's not a killer, not a drug dealer. No harm to the women. Wasn't robbing people. No violent criminal history at all. Killed by ICE during a traffic stop. He ain't had no violent past. He ain't had no weapons on him. He was not a danger to public. And not, again, he was not the worst of the worst. That's what Trump said. They were getting rid of the worst of the worst. But that ain't true. He hates Tim Walz for running against him. Yes, he's petty. Yeah, he's petty. That lady giving him that Nobel Peace Prize. Oh my God. Insane. She was nuts for that. Why would she do that? What's her name? Give me a drum riff. Talking shit, getting clicks. We live. That's right. And I'm your host, Mo 3 times. And tonight's show, we are talking about, and it's also day 29 of 30 days straight live streaming. Tonight, we're just talking about ICE and how to beware of them. Beware of them. Be careful. Be careful. Mind your P's and Q's. So yeah, and then let me take you to the fourth guy. This is what happened today. Earlier today. I'm reaching. Let me get over here. Earlier today, this is what happened. Alex Jeffrey Prietti. Yep, Alex Prietti. This happened today. By the way, not a violent criminal, U.S. citizen. He was an intensive care unit nurse. No violent criminal history, guys. This is killed by a federal agent in Minneapolis during an ICE Border Patrol operation. Federal officials claimed he approached agents with a weapon. Local video eyewitnesses and elected officials disputed the official account almost immediately. And this is the point in the show where, hey, we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it because it's a muffled thing. You do see that a weapon does look like it's discharged, but you don't get to see any blood. It's like no blood or guts coming out of here. I think I don't think that we've been desensitized fully to any of all of this violence. I think that I'm going to show you this because it's important for us to see this because, Maria Machado. I told you, it's not the one. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, that's him. Hey, can you guys hear me? That's crazy. This is, I wonder if they will let us show this, because it's come from CNN. They're not letting me type. They are not letting me type at all. All right, we got the speech here. Yeah, she starts around here. And then let's do I want to bring them up right here. All right, so here it is. I'm going to show the video right now. Sorry it's taking so long, but as always, I'm going to get it for you. All right, so this is from W10. Yeah, this is what I seen. All right, this is the one I seen earlier from the Albany police, the Albany news, local news. I'm going to put it sound. Let me see. I can't hear anything. All right, let's do that.
That's biologically how they are. It's different.
Oh, that's crazy. All right, here we go again. So here's the video. He zooms in. That camera is a little you're going to see a man come over. Look, you see that? Look at this right here. Where my cursor is, right here, his foot, that's a gun that was on the ground. That right there was a weapon on the ground. You're going to see him kick the weapon out of the way. So we can go back there. Watch to the right of the screen. You're going to see a weapon on the ground. You're going to see him kick a weapon out of the way to clear the weapon. Weapons on the ground. He kicks the weapon away. The red hat, glasses on the hat. Look, there's hitting a man in his head, Rodney King style, and this man looks like he's running off. He has a gun in his hand. Right? Right here. This guy right here looks like you can't tell who actually. Like, if this was NFL and you had to go back up in the booth, like, whatever was ruled on this play, whatever the referee said he saw, we're just going to have to go with, because you can't get anything extremely conclusive. But if I had to go with anything, I would say the person who shot was this guy right here. That's who I believe shot right now. If we get any angles and anything changes, then, of course, please give me the right to be like, oh, I don't think it was him now. I think it was this guy that the reverse angle clearly shows him doing it. It's really not clear right now. What is clear to me was that there was a weapon on the ground that got kicked away. I do not think that weapon belonged to any of those officers. I think if I believe that was Alex Pretty's weapon, and I think that was on the ground and got kicked away. I think that he was on the ground and he had a huge amount of guys on top of him. I don't know if they were trying to subdue him. I don't know if they were trying to turn him over to put handcuffs on him. I don't know what they were trying to do, but I did see at least one person striking him in about the head area. Right? So we're saying federal agents, officials claimed he approached agents with a weapon. Local video eyewitnesses and elected officials dispute that account. Yet again, another ICE events log that is in dispute. It seems like they're just writing false shit down. I don't know if that sounds like that to you, let me know in the chat. The crazy part is they're talking about him having a gun. Meanwhile, they're the ones talking about the Second Amendment. It's crazy. This is when we talk about that Second Amendment supporting the First Amendment. I'm telling you right now, this man had his camera out. He ain't had no weapon out on anybody. He was a registered legal gun owner. He's allowed to have his weapon with him and ammunition for that weapon with him. He has the right to bear arms and he has a right to keep a weapon with him and protect himself as long as it's licensed and registered. Shouldn't be any problem with it. Even if he's not licensed or registered with that weapon, he still doesn't have the right to die for it. Should the weapon be taken from him so he can produce some type of records and everything? Yeah. But none of this, and unless you're in the act of actively trying to hurt somebody or causing harm to someone, it just seems like they're very quick to shoot. They're quick to go for that gun, point at that gun, and let you know that, hey, I have this gun. I'm a big bag of man. I have a gun. That's what it seems to be the MO. They like to smash windows. They like to smash car windows. They like to grab phones. If you try to record them, they like to smack the phone out of your hand or grab a phone. Or once they say anything to you while you're recording or see you recording, they want to put hands on you and try to arrest you and rough you up and intimidate you. They're fucking bullies. They are giving, right now, ICE has been giving the authority and policing type privileges that outrank police officers. Daily tried and true officers that are out in that street every single day, that have been trained, that have had multiple experiences with the people in that specific neighborhood and localities where ICE are in, who have spent more time walking that beat than ICE has ever fucking have. And they don't have the authority as ICE. ICE is just allowed to come in and run roughshod over there. Listen, you know, I'm not like a lawyer, but I watch a lot of TV, okay, guys? And I think a lot of these ICE agents watch a lot of TV. That's something that we have in common. And I watch cop shows, and I'm sure they watch cop shows, and I watch cop movies, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I like to watch a lot of cop movies. And these cop movies I watch, there's always a case where the feds come in and there's like a local sheriff, you know, there's a local PD and stuff out there, and they're like, yo, who owns this case? And they're fighting for it. And they're like, yo, this is my jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, da, 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 da. And then the sheriff comes on and says, da, 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 it's my county, my blah, blah, blah. We'll be here, ho, 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 but you can stay here and oversee it with us. That's not happening here. The feds are just coming in here they're not even coming in black helicopters. They're coming in here on mobile homes and Ford F-150s and running roughshod. I'm going to show you the Kristi Noem press conference right now, if you don't mind. If you don't mind me doing so. All right, here it is. I got it up right now. Let me take myself out of the equation for a second. But check this out.
Alien whose criminal history includes.
Well, I'm gonna break this shit down for y'all.
The Trump administration and FEMA.
I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna run it back and then I'll break it down. Okay.
Are working closely with them to get them information.
Right now, she's just talking about the weather and the FEMA impending storm and all that stuff. We'll talk about that as well.
To get them resources and to help them be prepared and well equipped for the road ahead as we go through this next week. But before I take any questions and give more details on the storm and its impact, I do want to address the tragic situation that we saw in Minneapolis today that unfolded on the streets. It occurred with DHS law enforcement as they carried out their lawful duties to keep Americans safe in the threat of criminal illegal aliens in this country. At 9:05 a.m. Central Time, the Department of Homeland Security law enforcement officials and officers were conducting targeted operations in Minneapolis against an illegal alien whose criminal history included domestic assault with intentionally inflicting bodily harm, disorderly conduct, and driving without a valid license.
All right, guys. So you heard that. ICE was out there to go snatch a guy that had traffic violations, that was in the country illegally or undocumented, right? And someone that had domestic violence. He might have smacked his wife or, you know, gave a pow-pow to his child, and it was more than an open hand smack. But it doesn't matter because we don't even care. DHS really put that out there to make him look a little bit more greasy, because actually they're trying to get the whole family out of there anyway, so it doesn't matter. His bruised up wife and child can be handcuffed and shackled and let out with their papa and to be kicked out of the country, right? So this is the operation that they're doing. They're coming to get this one guy. Yo, I'm sorry. How many ICE agents did you see out there during this incident since they were coming to get one guy? How many? How many? Tell me. Tell me how many. That's just an observation. That was just an observation of, like, please just tell me how many people you saw out there. I wonder if I can play this video. I wonder if they will let me play this video. Let me see. Hold on, let me bump it up on YouTube. And
Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport here, bracing for ice coming in this storm.
Whoa. Here we go. You hear cursing? Let me see your effing hands. They're all blowing the whistles to let everybody know ICE is there.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
They push the man down. They're pepper spraying. They're using the OC spray. People are on the ground.
What's wrong with you?
Oh, wow.
Honestly.
Hold on, guys. Oh, we're going to have that. This one is going to have the angle. We are watching this. I'm watching this with you right now. I didn't get to see this angle earlier. So we are seeing what's going on. Now, let me tell you something that it stands out to me. A lot of these people involved, I can't tell if they are ICE. I can't tell if they are protesters. Everybody, it's geared up. I can tell this guy is ICE over here. But it seems to be a lot of just plain dressed people. And the guy that I thought may have been the one who allegedly shot Alex Pretty, he looked like he was just wearing some jeans with no belt because they were sagging a little bit. You know, pull your pants up. The pull your pants up people didn't have a belt on as he walked over. But we're going to get to see from this angle what actually happened. It looks frigid out of here. Look, that's an ICE agent. No real uniform, dressed basically in civilian clothes with like maybe I don't know, I can't see from the quality of this video, like maybe like a combat vest on or something like that. He's spraying the OC spray. They're blowing the whistles. This does not look like de-escalation at all. It doesn't.
People, what is wrong with you? Honestly.
Oh man, it was this guy right here. Just takes a gun out and shoots him.
People, what is wrong with you? Honestly.
He said, there's a gun, there's a gun. He said, there's a gun, there's a gun. Look how many people are on him. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. This man looks like he shoots. Oh man, multiple shots. This is where they freeze the video because it probably gets gruesome as hell right here on this angle.
What the f did you just do? What the f? What the f? Oh my god! 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 The f did you just do? The f did did you just do? He is with somebody call the ambulance.
That's insane.
Somebody call the ambulance. Somebody needs to call the ambulance. Somebody call 911. I can't believe they just did that. Holy sh**. Holy. Just get, come on. Come on. Oh my God, you people, man. You're killing us. Why would you do that? Oh my God, oh my God. I can't believe I'm seeing this. I can't believe I'm seeing this. Oh my God. Come on, come on, come on, come here, come on. Come here. It is.
All masked up.
Again, very hard to watch. This is brand
Extremely hard to watch. So what was that, Christine?
Individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
No, we didn't. The way you put it, you make it sound like he approached them and he had his gun out. His gun drawn and on agents, and he was shot. That's not what happened. Right? It looked like his friend was being harassed. He went to go help his friend. An agent came up to him, and there was a scuffle. It didn't look like he had his gun out, approached him with a gun out. But people trust, for some reason, there's still people out there that have trust in the government now more than ever, because their people are in control, and they are wholeheartedly going to believe whatever they say, even though with their own eyes and ears they can see the total opposite happening, or they can see plainly this person is just using words and twist them in a way to make them look as this person as treacherous as possible.
The officers attempted to disarm this individual.
We saw the other angle that there was already a gun on the ground. And hey, it could be an ICE agent's gun. You know? Now, if I was an agent and my gun got dropped, and there's like 6 other guys go around already on whoever we're trying to subdue or whatever, you know, but my gun's on the ground, like we were flailing around, and I dropped my gun, and there's still 4 other guys on top of him. I'm going to get out of that little melee, and I'm going to go grab my gun right away. Right? You don't see anybody get up looking like, where's my gun? Where's my gun? I can't find my gun. But you do see a guy, there's a gun on the ground, and the guy kicks it away. When they start tussling from the first angle that I showed, you can see that their gun gets kicked away. Now, if that was Alex Pretty's gun that got kicked away, then what this lady is saying is bogus. Because he didn't have no gun on him when he was shot. What else is she saying?
But the armed suspect reacted violently. Fearing for his life and for the lives of his fellow officers around him, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics were on the scene.
We heard somebody say gun, and they all panicked like a bunch of bitches. Baby back bitches. puffy, oiled down baby back bitches. Gun. Only thing you seen was skinny bootcut jeans, fucking going into damn near splits on that ice.
Immediately and attempted to deliver medical aid to the subject, but he was pronounced dead at the scene.
No, it took him a while. It took him a while to prove. They didn't do it immediately when he was down.
The suspect
They were all standing around him for a little bit, looking at him before anybody came over to him.
also had 2 magazines with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds.
Okay. But did he have a legal gun? Was he not allowed to carry those magazines? I mean, if you're going to have a gun, don't you got to have something to go in the gun and shoot the gun off? That you use to shoot the gun with? Come on, Chrissy Gnome. I know you carry a Pez dispenser. You don't keep Pez in there? No, she probably doesn't. She probably keeps the empty Pez dispenser. She probably keeps Xanny bars in her Pez dispenser. But she's explaining.
He also had no ID.
Oh, no! There it is. There it is. You know what? I just changed my mind. No ID? No ID? This guy deserved it. No ID. You gotta, please, your papers. Please. May I see your papers? Papers?
This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
He intended to inflict maximum damage on individuals and kill law enforcement. He was armed with a camera when he was accosted by the police. But you know what?
Which was significant.
She's a
Impact them.
It's all about the domestic terrorists.
Rural electric community. Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi for days. Power outages, road.
Yep, sorry guys.
It appears that they want this lawlessness to continue to make sure that we're making their streets safer. A long, hard look in the mirror. Being thrown at them, including ice and with ammunition in them that held dozens of rounds. He also had no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual arrived at this scene to inflict maximum damage on individuals and to kill law enforcement.
I mean, is that the investigation? Is that an official investigation? How about this? Hey, listen, we've got tons of video evidence right now. We have tons of eyewitness accounts because they took eyewitnesses. The ICE agents took eyewitnesses and took them down to the facility. How about this? Listen, we have eyewitnesses and we have video evidence of what happened. And it's multiple angles. We're going to be sifting through this video and all of these statements from these eyewitnesses. And then we will let you know as soon as we know. We'll give you an update. She broke this whole thing down of what happened, that there was a man that came armed to the teeth to Minneapolis to stir some shit up with ICE and probably take as many ICE and innocent lives as possible. That's what she just told you and I at this press conference. That's what Kristi Noem, Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, said after this event. She didn't say, hey, my guys look like a monkey trying to procreate with a football out there. They looked ill-trained, hateful, and ignorant, underachieving like they are in life. I don't want to even.
But hundreds of protesters then showed up at the scene. They began to obstruct and to assault law enforcement officers.
That's right. People heard about what was going on. They heard those whistles and they were on their way. And guess what? Guess what, guys? They're going to say these people were paid. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you something, guys.
Video showing another deadly shooting involving federal agents in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And we do want to warn you, this video may be disturbing.
No, they're going to show the video again. We're going to see the guy come over and kick the weapon away.
You may be.
That's the gun on the ground.
Fired, fearing for his life.
This is Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia, anti-ICE protesters
This
rallied
is today.
outside the free.
It is brick cold out there today, guys. Like, I know some of you guys have negative degree weather, but it was in the single digits.
Library of Philadelphia's main branch, while Governor Josh Shapiro held an event inside. Organizers demanded that the Commonwealth stop supplying ICE with access to its databases without a warrant. Governor Shapiro addressed that issue.
They're not showing the total crowd. Same in D.C. Same all over the United States. Same all over the United States. People are protesting this. I'm proud to say.
Officers, we saw objects being thrown at them, including ice and other objects, and
ice and objects. Yo, this sounds like the Boston Massacre. You know, when there were ice and shell and clams and stones being thrown at. You know who they were being thrown at, though? The Redcoats. They were being thrown at English soldiers, and the English soldiers fired back. Yo, ironically, the English soldiers were actually found not guilty of that one. You know, John Adams, our third or fourth president, was the one who defended the British troops. They were found not guilty for the Boston Massacre. Did you guys know that? But the thing is, the Boston Massacre was started because ice and shells and all that stuff was being thrown. Because people were protesting and they got crazy and they got out of hand. And this was not started because anything was being thrown at the officers. Shit probably was thrown at the officers. I could see people getting emotional and doing that. But I'm going to say that didn't happen until this man was shot. They were already pissed over Renee Good. They've been blowing whistles to let people know ICE is coming. They had we saw 10 guys on screen coming out for one guy, for one undocumented immigrant. They sent 10 ICE agents at least. They sent a platoon of ICE agents after one guy who wasn't even a violent criminal. I'm sorry, guys. He pop-out his wife and kid, who they want to kick out the country as well. But other than that, no criminal record. Right? Insane. So then you get the federal officials claim he approached agents with a weapon. That's what Chrissy Nome said. Local video, a lot of eyewitnesses, elected officials are disputing the official account almost immediately. I'm with them on that one. Right? This man cared for people for a living, and he's dead because federal enforcement escalated instead of de-escalated. I didn't see no de-escalation going on in that video. And that's a pattern that cannot be ignored when we break it down. There is 4 people, 3 different cities, the same outcome. And in every single case, ICE, or I don't know if you want to call them DHS or Homeland Border Security, they all release statements portraying the victim as a threat, only for video evidence to come out and complicate those and contradict those portrayals and those claims. And if you think that's a coincidence, I will say you are a fool. It's a pattern. It's a pattern that's happening. And we can see ICE is operating in unmarked vehicles. We see that it's often they don't have any visible identification. They're masked up. Sometimes they go without body cameras. And when I say sometimes, it's rare that you see one with a body camera. Right? They're frequently in groups. They roll around like a gang, like a horde, like bandits. They're heavily armed, and they're in civilian neighborhoods wearing military type of equipment and gear. That is not a targeted law enforcement. That is paramilitary behavior. Yo, here's another uncomfortable truth. In many of these cities, in a lot of these cities, the local police appear kind of apprehensive to defend their own jurisdictions. All right? Like, they're really scared to stand up for themselves. We've seen some police get down. But I mean, I don't think it's because they don't care. I think it's because federal agents are operating above and around them. So like in Minneapolis, local and state authorities are left managing all of the chaos that after the federal shootings. Like sometimes they're blocked from investigating scenes involving their own residents, which is crazy when we get back to that whole states' rights thing. And I think that's a lot of federal overreach, and I think it helps to erode that local control. Because when local law enforcement does push back, and ultimately I believe they will, I think that deserves to be called out because it shows like restraint. ICE has repeatedly failed to demonstrate. ICE never demonstrates any type of restraint, and they've never tried to de-escalate ish. And this is where I get pissed off because like the media has the footage. The media has all of the contradictions, and the media has the names. And yet we're still hearing language like incident and altercation and officer involved. No. These are Americans being killed in an American city under the authority of immigration enforcement. Call it what it is. What are we calling it? What are we calling this? How about Congress? Like, what is Congress doing about ICE? Because there's some reality on both sides, all right? There's some reality on both sides. First of all, Congress is continuing, you guys should know that Congress is continuing to fund DHS and ICE, and they're doing it with billions of dollars, even after these killings. Oversight reforms like mandatory body cameras, that's what they were trying to get into the bill for the budget of over $10 billion right now. But they wanted the body cameras, they wanted limits on the traffic stops, and they wanted restriction on city operations. And, they wanted to either, get them down, lower it, or, take it out completely. And some members of Congress have called this out, openly accusing ICE. They said ICE is being reckless. They said they have reckless conduct and they want to do some investigations of their own. And there are a lot of other people have introduced legislation to defund or dismantle ICE entirely. But altogether, like structurally, if we're talking, nothing has changed. ICE still operates the same way with the same damn tactics, with the same damn lack of accountability, and that's what it is. Ew. Hold on. Yeah, Chrissy Noam's crazy. Let me drink water.
Rampant assault.
Now, I would like to speak directly to my many outspoken Trump supporters, especially you guys on social media. All those fuck you if you don't support the president people. All of you. deplorables out there. Do y'all still think that those libs are overreacting? Huh? I'm just asking because if you MFers would have came around earlier on this thing, because I know a lot of you guys are still holding on to the hope that this guy does something miraculous that's going to make us change our minds about it, or he's going to turn this all around. But but I know a lot of you had this is wrong thing. You know how I can tell? You know, I think there's a lot of people out there who's still choosing to support a judiciously found sexual predator president with sloshy ankles, and he has magical healing earlobes, and he has hands that look like week old gizzards, and now Americans are being executed in broad daylight by federally sanctioned hold on, what am I going to call them? Clan evangelicals. That's what we're calling them. They're called Christian Clan evangelicals with a K. With a fucking K. Excuse my language. With a K. They're Clan evangelicals. Yep. Now, Americans are being executed in the God's broad daylight by federally sanctioned Klan evangelical nonsense. Where are the MAGA hats, guys? Where are the MAGA hats? Where? Yo, where are those Trump 2028 signs? Huh, pussy boys? Where are those Trump 2028 signs? Where's the hats? I haven't seen a hat. I used to see a hat every now and then, boom, 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 out and about. I don't see none of the hats. I don't see any winter caps either. They had the winter caps. I don't see them. Y'all tuck those away. I think y'all going to slink back into those shadows, right? Right? But I'm not forgetting not one of you. Like, you treated this like it was Happy Gilmore. For a lot of you guys, it was a party. For a lot of you MFs, like the same ones that was going to see, I don't know, that were at Coachella, looking at or Travis Scott, chilling, like those guys that were out there. Though for all those white boys that was wearing white sunglasses and glow in the dark tour for Kanye, that this year and last summer was going out with the cowboy hats and cowboy boots shit, and their country now, and they were having fun like that. Like, for those types, those type of people that it's whatever, wherever the party is going to go. Like, I get that. But that party is over, and you guys kind of phased out. And you had the hats, and y'all went and had the shirts because you were having parties and white trash bashes and theme parties, and you were kind of making fun of it. But you made so much fun of it, you were kind of like, oh man, this guy has some points. So you could brainwash yourselves with it and went with him. Like, you guys have been effing quiet. The ones that were wholeheartedly, the ones I say cult members, that no matter what he does, you're gonna go along with what they say. Like, you guys have been effing quiet. And then some of you guys just treated him like Happy Gilmore. It was like it was a joke. It was a party. It was like, I get it. It was like an everyday man beating those uppity crustities, those crusty uppities, the elites. But here's the thing: Happy Gilmore had actual talent. If you watch the movie, I didn't get to see the second one yet. I'm going to watch it, but I haven't got to see the second one. But if you ever watched it, Happy Gilmore could actually hit the long ball. Pause. He could hit the ball, right? And in the movie, you have to learn that he didn't have all the tools to win. He had to be a little humble, and he had to learn how to putt. And Chubbs helped to learn how to putt. Chubbs, rest in peace, Chubbs. Rest in peace, Chubbs.
Don't win the midterms. It's just going to be, they'll find a reason to impeach me.
Rest in peace, Chubbs. Right? He had to learn a game. He had to learn how to putt. Just a little tap, Happy. Right? And then, when he got pissed off, he must have putted. Somebody messed with him, got in his head. He had to do what? Learn a little discipline. Learn to chill out. He had to go to his happy place. Right? Donald Trump never had to do that. Your buddy never had to be. First of all, he's never an everyday man. He was born wealthy. He was rejected by real wealth. because he doesn't have class. I want to say that's probably the number one thing. It's not about the money or old money or new money. It's because he didn't have any class, and that's something you can't buy. You can't buy class. You want an example of what I'm talking about? Look at your Oval Office now and look at it before. Huh? Can I show you? Let me show you something. That's not it. But hold on, let me grab this real quick. It's just a little maintenance. Grab this. I'm gonna put this over here. Let me take Christy Nome down.
Even an
Let me
HSI.
take this Alliant SOS down. Let's take this video of this ice shooting down because I can't watch that anymore. Nope, that's the national maps. Oh, that's this guy. I'll show you something. This is Biden's Oval Office. This is what I tell you can't buy class. Look at Biden's Oval Office. Greenery up there, nice little. That's what it looks like. Office is oval. This side, that side. President's on that side with the fireplace, and then the Resolute desk right there with nice little windows, probably bulletproof. Yeah. Look at your boy. Look at that gold. That looks crazy. That looks insane. Hold on. Look at the Biden pictures. Side by side real quick. Look, he has some busts up there. Look at the pictures. That's the same fireplace, that same picture wall. It looks like Trump took them picture frames and threw gold spray paint on them shits. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not even showing you. There we go. Look at this compared to. That's Biden's side right here. This is Trump's side. Look at these trophies. Look at this. Look at these trophies. Probably all gin just trapped in there. Whole bunch of genies. Yo, don't they remind you of this? Y'all remember a game called RC Pro-Am? Pro-Am, you get them RC Pro-Am trophies. Look at them trophies. Look at these trophies compared to these trophies. Look, you got the same damn look. See that one right there? That one is right here. Right here is that one right there. Oh, hold on. Yep, there it is. Look, that one right there is right here. There's a cup, there's a cup. And there's a wider cup. That's crazy. He's got them all. That is so just disgusting. Donald Trump's RC Pro-Am trophies, 8-bit trophies, 8-bit gold trophies that he has in the Oval Office. That's because, guys, money cannot buy class. All money is not good money either, right? So I don't think I gotta really narrate. I don't gotta narrate that. But really. You guys kicked it with me. I appreciate that. Let me wrap it up. All right, that's enough. That's enough. I'll take that. Listen, this isn't entertainment, all right? This is not politics as usual. This is life and death. This is life and death. This is life and death. If ICE remains in cities operating this way, if Congress continues to fund it, $10 billion without any type of restraint, body cams that they didn't put into the law or anything like that. If the media refuse to call it out, just letting Chrissy Noem sit in there and not giving no pushback. I mean, I remember Barack Obama went to address people in Congress, and they would point and to call them liars and everything like that, and would point fingers in his face and interrupt them. And the dog-faced lady, MGD, whatever, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she was good for doing shit like that. But I don't see anybody else like pointing his fingers and calling him a liar when he starts getting up there talking and rambling, smelling like feces because allegedly a victim of his didn't wanted to punish him. That was a previous show we just did a couple times ago. But if the media refuses to call it what it is, and then this will continue, and history will remember who spoke up and who stayed quiet. That's if they don't rip this history off the wall, like they're taking down the Black History exhibits that are going across Philadelphia. Not because, and they said because it's making white people feel bad about slavery. They can't get over slavery, and it's not what it's about. They can change history if they want. They can stop talking about anything if they want. It's just a power play. That's what it is. But I'm telling you what, I'm not going to forget that Brian Nardi went up on Facebook a couple weeks ago and was like, fuck everybody who's not down with Trump. And this crazy back and forth about Venezuela, when I'm like, damn, this whole thing is bigger than Venezuela. You don't understand. You got somebody that doesn't play by any rules. You unleash something. That's what you guys did. You unleashed the monster, and you thought this monster was just going to kill all your enemies, but you realize this monster don't give a flying fuck. This monster is here to eat and fuck. And you're getting chewed on and fucked right now. Your butthole's real big. When you fart, there's no sound like there's any type of elasticity in your butthole. That's how you're getting plunged out. It sounds like... When you fart, it sounds like, no. Anyway, I'm not going to forget any of you guys out there that were posting and like, oh, this is my guy and MAGA, and all you libs and lib crux, and look at you liberal tears and you're crying, and all lives matter, and all that bullshit. We're not going to forget any of these deaths either. We're not done, all right? But I am for tonight. Thank you for watching the show, talking shit, getting clicks. We live, special presentation. Our show for tonight, day 29 of 30. Be careful, beware of ice. Stay safe out there. Everybody, don't stop protesting. They are trying to bully you. They are trying to silence you. They are trying to shut you down. My heart, my love, all good energy going out to those people out in Minneapolis, Minnesota out there that's in those streets protesting. Everybody who got up off their ass and was in Philadelphia protesting. All the people that was in D.C. protesting. Everybody that was in Oregon protesting. Everybody around the world that is in lockstep and solidarity with the freedom of people around the world. I love you. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Don't forget to hit the alarm because I pop on at crazy times like I did this evening. I am Mo 3 times. Right? I am Mo 3 times. Channels talking shit, getting clicks. And this is the We Live. I appreciate everybody. Have a great night.